we are the ones who will expel ourselves. Mother Earth has nothing to do with
Right.
this. She gives us life. She's only given us life. And so, the doomsday scenario, the the apocalyptic way that we look at life is that it's only revealing the truth. So those of us who can't stand the truth of ourselves as human beings, to try to fly out to another other space or colonize another planet, that's the salvation point mentality, that we're leaving it up to something else to come and save us. So if we get down to the nitty gritty, it's like, oh, this is what we're doing. This is the consciousness. We've been always trying to transcend ourselves and raise our consciousness, yet we haven't been able to deal with this one, which is, look, it's just who is in connection with Earth still. Those are the peoples we should be listening to. And what are they listening to? They're listening to the consciousness of water. They're listening to the consciousness of Mother Earth. And they're still speaking those languages. But it's to protect that seed. Because you see and you understand that those young peoples, non-native and native now, the non-natives are listening to the native young ones, and the young ones are saying, they forget. They try to destroy us. They attack us with the dappled security and stuff, but they forget that we are the seeds. You see, when they water us with their hatred, then the seeds, because hatred is you could turn it into fodder, which is really, you could use that hatred and turn it into fodder to grow with something, the strength of it. You could see through the racism, you can see through the system, you can see through the doubt that is the brother of shame that the Americans carry here, because they're shamed. They don't know how to deal with grieving of what they did to the land. They don't know how to deal with grieving of what they are still doing to the native peoples. There's barely 3 million of us here in North America, and yet they're outnumbering us. We're barely 1%, if that at all, and even half of that of our people have forgotten who we are. They become Americans, and even half of that don't speak their languages. So you're dealing with about 20 to 25% of the people who are native, who really know who they are, and those are the ones you will find. And the ones coming there are trying to find out, where did I go? Why am I an American? Why aren't I native first? So that's what's going on, and that's the consciousness that the system that was voted in, that has been here for the last 200 so years in North America. That's a system that's trying to prevent the consciousness. That's why you alluded to, the prophet's not heard in its own country, and that's who we are. We've been saying this since 500 years. If you think that way, it's going to be a detriment to Mother Earth. If you do this, that's what's going to happen. The consequence of treating Mother Earth is going to come back somehow. And we don't want that as Native people. We're not saying all you Europeans go home. We're not saying that. We're just saying, okay, you're here. Now realize you came here for a reason, and that's to learn how to have peace with Mother Earth and leave your dominate thinking somewhere else, because that's an aberration. And I think if we understand the Donald, as they call him, I think the guy was a baby once, and he comes from that place where he was taught to think this way. And it's not going to be a religion that turns him around. It's going to be a Mother Earth when he's sitting there having that glass of water and realizing there's a consciousness there, that this will be the ones that understand that, these oil pipelines that are the spider web, so to speak, they're trapped. The addiction, it's really needles. The addiction to a way of living is over. That's the shift that we understood in 1492. We didn't say it was over. It's like it was our job to help the younger brother and sister, the Europeans who came here. Now it's just not Europeans. It's the mindset. The black folks coming, the other folks, that coming from the rest of the world have the mindset that they too want a piece of the American pie, but they forget who owns the bakery.